What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Deltarune Chapter 2, Gaster, Pipis, Pipis, Eggs for Chapter 2.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Graham, and welcome to Two.
Frick. Oh man, I accidentally pressed that button, and I didn't realize till the second I heard the name. I mean, her voice is... Wow. I'm way off today. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, be sure to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. If you have any videos that you want to recommend, and so on and so forth, leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll react to it as soon as possible. The link to this video will be down in the description below, so if you want to see it, well, the original video, without any interruptions or anything like that, be sure to check it out. Also, be sure to give the creator to said video some love and support as well, which is 2 left thumbs, so yeah, be sure to give them some love and support, and other than that, I will continue this video. So, let's go.
Left thumbs. This is part 2 of Deltarune Gaster Eggs for Chapter 2. I can tell you right now, there's enough stuff to make it at least a third video, if not 4. We're going to see where it goes. I'm still running off of things I've found myself, and now I have a running list of things you guys have found on your own, and oh my god, it just adds up so much. Yeah, it's been really fun working through all this. Great to revisit this series. Undyne mentions a little dog that drove one of those toy cars into traffic. That may not mean much now, but becomes very relevant for another Easter egg. Which, an amazing detail I kind of forgot to mention last time. Thank you guys for pointing it out in the comments. This is Undertale's Game Over screen and theme, which maybe explains a little bit why the annoying dog feels the need to tamp it down and absolutely destroy it. Wrong game. When Undyne is seen outside bench pressing this car and causing a massive traffic jam, if you hang out by these cars long enough, they eventually stop their honking, pause with a few intermittent honks, and then it kicks back up with this little jingle.
What the heck?
Pretty random, but kind of amazing. The king...
So, it's Miniton's thing, but in a way that works with cars? That's an interesting choice to do. But I'm not going to question it.
Follows up on his threat. If he were to have thrown Lancer off the building, he would just bounce. Like a bouncy little pumpkin. The king maybe not actually being a villain was set up in chapter 1, we just didn't really see it. As he's put to sleep, he starts mumbling to himself, "Oh, why you little," before he starts dreamily losing track of his thought, and it drifts towards little pumpkin. It makes it seem like he's getting so drowsy that he's just becoming sort of loopy, but in those last moments right before falling asleep, he started dreaming of his little pumpkin, Lancer. If you inspect Susie's
Yeah, every time I hear that, it's weirdly sweet of him. And weirdly is a major term to say. But yeah.
Damn, there's everything in here. Pine cones, chalk, moss, jars of salsa. We specifically saw interactions where she eats or talks about eating pine cones, chalk, or jars of salsa. And moss is something we as Chris could have eaten. Pieces of ice, black crumbs from the toaster, jawbreakers, those are all new. Oh, and like actual food too. In the cafe, when you inspect the jukebox, it is broken. Feels like you might never find a working one. Now, there never was a jukebox elsewhere in Deltarune. Presumably, this is a callback to the broken jukebox found in Grillby's in Undertale.
Really? Huh. That's
Rarely
interesting.
does Deltarune call such direct attention to the continuity of Undertale. It's an interesting way the game is seemingly addressing the player and none of the characters. Susie tries to run to the computer lab wanting to play Space Pinball. This is potentially a reference to 3D Pinball for Windows Space Cadet, a pre-installed pinball game that came with computers running Windows 95 through to Windows XP. It was a big deal. I hope that's what it was referencing. For how stupid and simple it was, I played a weird amount of this pinball. While talking about old games from our childhoods, I know people are going to be absolutely sick of hearing about Dead Estate, and so I'm going to do you a favor, and I'm not going to talk about it now, other than that brief mention. Instead, I gotta spread the love. Two Left Thumbs is also publishing the Fancy Pants Adventures Classic Pack. We don't have a release date set for this one right now, as I'm working with Brad Bourne to make this pack the best it could possibly be. These games are still available for free, so we have to make it special, right? Those original 3 worlds and Fancy Snowboarding all get to live in one package together. The games are being tweaked and rejiggered in ways that are incredibly difficult for a 15-year-old series to make sure it has proper widescreen support on every world for the first time. There's also 100% going to be the World 1 remaster included, and as soon as it's available, the World 2 remaster will be added as well. Not to mention a treasure trove of a bunch of bonus content that isn't really available elsewhere. We wouldn't charge money for this game unless we felt we were making it absolutely worth it. Now we can flip back to them good old Easter eggs. When Queen says that she may make Noelle's face into a robot one, this is then the exact face that is drawn on Noelle's disguise. No wonder it's so effective.
I actually just realized that. Holy cow. It's been how long since I played Deltarune and I just realized that? Weird.
If after you defeat the Werewires and Ralsei joins back up, before sliding down this that you cannot get back up, you can backtrack to this little plug face. I saw you stand up to the Queen. That was amazing. I'll definitely become a Werewire if you can just free me. I think that was the wrong lesson you were supposed to take from that, my dude. I'm just gonna keep calling them plug faces. I don't feel like looking up what they actually are. Surely that's a better name anyways. Anywho, this plug face talks about the internet being down. A plot point happening in the real world. I'm really only interested in cute digital cats. I don't think the internet has anything to do with that. But this is just a little gag about internet cats and that being about like 50% of why the internet really does exist.
Is that true? I mean, maybe around the beginning of the internet, but it can't be true, can it? Maybe.
Find out later on in the story that Rule's card had hopped out of our inventory and gets up to his own shenanigans. If at any point you do check your key items pocket, Lancer will tell you Rule's jumped out of your pocket. How dad crobatic. Lesser in brackets because he's lesser dad, but that would have ruined the pretty awful to begin with pun. Thanks for trying, Lancer. After the arcade machine encounter with Queen, yo, that game looked fun. Let me be the stool next. During the dance battle sequence, you can't actually fight and kill these guys or chase them away. You have to do a dance battle. If you do attack and injure them, they'll drink milk to heal themselves back up. So when you check in on Lancer, sounded like milk out there. Splat! Were you 3 osmosing without me? After falling into the trash heap, we fell. But don't worry, I'm a strong boy. I won't be trounced by a mere bounce. When we split up and Susie and Ralsei go on their own, split up. We'll solve this mystery fast. You can be the untalking dog. A weird reference to Scooby-Doo and the rest of the mystery gang. Somehow we're Scooby? Does that make Lancer Shaggy? And yeah, I guess Chris...
I... That's an interesting process to think about. I mean, I don't mind being Scooby, but I think we're like the main person to solve the case, so I can't really complain. I can't complain at all. So, yeah.
Doesn't talk. They somehow talk less than Scooby. Add Noelle to the party. Ho, a soft cream is following you. Can we make them a bad guy? Oh my god, Lancer. You have no idea the implications of that statement. Checking in with Lancer after the scene with Queen and...
I don't fully understand that reference, but I think I do, but I don't. It's weird.
Could it be the illusory nipple technique? After your second battle with Bird
Lancer, no!
Of crappiness. Fly high, Bluebird. Fly high.
Lancer. Though I will agree that's a bit funny.
We can check on Lancer after the back alley Spampton fight. Did I miss something? I was doing my calisthenics. Stay handsome, which itself could be a reference to the handsome Lancer face, which is maybe itself a reference to handsome Squidward. There are possibly layers to that. The Queen insists Noelle stick around and listen to her mixtape. This is then handed off to Lancer. Hey, thanks for the tape. I was hungry. Push my tummy to hear a cool song. And if you do actually interact with him rather than his splat noise, we get to hear a fraction of her song. Once more before he leaps out to save us within the mansion. Ho, it's me, Lancer. Release me and I will release you. And we get to hear a few more from him back at Castle Town. Ho, what a terrific boy's adventure. Time to kick off my feet and relax. Or within the Top Bakery. Ooh la la. Who is that handsome mustachioed boy? I think I'm in love. Or if you check on...
Isn't that kind of narcissistic? I think that's the word, yeah. Isn't that the case of what's going on right there?
When he's present in the same room as you, apparently he quickly hops back in. Puff, puff. There I go, back into your pocket. Now you can use my power, which I guess would just be splatting. And there's one more gag if you talk to him after checking on him in your pocket. Hey Lancer, how you feeling? 100%, my purple pal. You sure you're breathing kind of heavy? Just a little winded from jumping from Chris's pocket. Feel free to clown around town. I'll be in your items. No idea what you mean, but sure. When the arcade machine shows up, Ralsei tries to be encouraging, saying that surely Chris is good at video games. Gaming is not my life. If you aren't enthusiastic, I won't want to enslave you. We don't want that. Think ahead, you will after I enslave you. And
what?
You instead responded, games are my life. Wow, Chris, your passion is amazing. That was the most monotone response I've heard in my life. Either way, do your best, Chris. I'll be cheering you with magic pom-poms. In the 6th anniversary of Undertale, where they instead streamed Deltarune Chapter 1, there were a few additions made to that build of the game. Little gags about streaming and YouTube videos and internet culture. But also, this tiny little red wormy diglet of a character named Newbert.
I don't remember that guy. That thing. Did I pass by him without knowing? I honestly don't remember. I don't remember if I did or didn't.
Appearing at 2 different
So
points in
weird.
that story. My man. And now here we actually have Newbert, seemingly named for being new. Looks like you got past Newbert's force field. Newbert doesn't know how that force field got there, but it's Newbert's force field. As a prize, have Newbert's treasure. Newbert doesn't know what's inside, but Newbert will give it to you. That's Newbert's treasure. Remember, you're just borrowing it. Forever. This whole arcade setup is very clearly Punch-Out inspired, but the very aggressive fight plays off of another famous fighting franchise, Mortal Kombat. If you leave the arcade machine behind and come back, there's now a sweeping butler. I can't tell you how many of these I've cleaned up. It's not so bad. I like cleaning. Perish in the chill of absolute destruction, or flourish under the warm bosom of my hellish reign. If you choose perish, the hell did you say that so enthusiastically? Queen, aren't there any other options? Yes, you can also mega perish. Yeah, no. Perishing bites. You could say it. Mega bites. Preference settings set to perish. Choosing bosom. It means titty. We know what it means. We aren't helping you. Understood. Preference settings set to perish. Around the corner from these two salesmen up to the
Well, you have to admit, it's a bit amusing.
north, we have this mouse cursor. I'm the hacker. I'm going after the blue check marks. Find 3 in the cyber field ahead, and I'll join your city. You just look like the kind of folks who have a cool city. According to Cyber, you have found 0 blue check marks out of 3. 0. Not bad for a beginner. Your Chex quest is only beginning. Seemingly being a reference to the game Chex Quest, a ridiculous meme of a game that apparently got a remaster and re-release last year? How is that possible? That's amazing. Past a few battles with these task cats. There's a chest in the bottom right corner. It has a glow wrist as well as a blue checkmark. You found 1 out of 3. 1. The biggest prime number. Your Chex quest is just started. I'll get back to the check marks in just a second, but we have another set of Easter eggs that kind of get in the way. In this cyber field puzzle with Agree to All, several users have found that when you interact with the first letter, that A, you will sometimes hear Sans' voice for just a microsecond.
Really?
It's not something I've been able to recreate. I've seen it treated like a rumor. People have gone into the code of the game, and it is a legitimate Easter egg. It has a 1 in 100 chance of happening. We also see that the name for this puzzle is a reference to the old kids' toy Speak and Spell. And it isn't specific to this one button. It's any A on any of these puzzles. So while we're talking about it, let's look at one of the other Speak and Spell puzzles. If you take the first of these 3 teacup...
I never knew that would be the case, to be honest. I didn't really think that pressing a button would actually cause Sans to talk. I actually kind of wish that actually happened to me. Can't get nothing good.
Rides up to the... have a new letter entering puzzle. This one for Yes Felfebreheber. This not being necessary to do. This is nearly the same as something that is included on the Undertale Ice-E word search. One of the things to be found is Yes Fekelfebreheber.
Hold on, let me see this. Oh, yeah, it's the same thing. Except for... No, it's the same thing.
Seemingly the one E has been replaced with a C, and that isn't even a...
No, wait, no. Oh, yeah, there it is. C. I thought I was looking at an E. But either way, that's still the same word.
Word to be found in the word search because the feb has been changed to fub. So it continues the trend of none of these really matching each other. Perhaps this isn't a real word, Chris? Yeah, it is. It's Ice-E's catchphrase. Huh? What's its meaning then? I don't know. He just rolls his eyes up, froths at his mouth, and says it? Or maybe that's just the muscly guy at the store. So we seemingly do have meaning for this, it just isn't consistent anywhere. When we get it correct, we have an Icy appear on the screen who glitches out super hard before being awarded our second checkmark. 2 out of 3. 2.
Cool.
Not bad for amateurs, but you need to learn what the number 3 is. Is this a joke about the way people tell Valve that they've never learned what 3 is?
That's such a strange thing, but okay, let's roll with it.
That's the best I can come up with for that. And at the top of the middle teacup ride, it is a treasure chest that only has the blue checkmark. Back at the hacker with all 3 checks. Elite. I will now live in your city. Maybe our cyber paths will cyber cross once more in Queen's Mansion. In the meantime, let me show you the power of the blue checkmarks. Seemingly referencing the much sought after Twitter blue checkmarks. But once we have all 3 set off into the air, we then have fireworks of the main 3 protagonists. I just wanted to make a cool demo scene for you. Now that I finished this, I can show up all sorts of places. Completing this allows Hacker to trail behind you and appear a few more times around this chapter. I don't believe it's necessary to access the secret boss fight, but having him provides a very significant clue that I'm sure would have contributed to people first discovering that secret fight. When Noelle first joins the party, we backtrack. Chris, isn't that the wrong way? Somehow I'm already regretting this. No, we're not doing Snow Grave route. We got a full video on that. Once we come back, we have our hacker friend. I went to the store and they needed a signature to use a credit card. But when I tried to encrypt my signature by drawing random squiggles, they didn't like that. If you leave this first light...
No, duh. Who wouldn't like that happening when you're trying to insert a credit card? Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to attack you.
This puzzle and come back, we have the return of Hacker. This puzzle, I think I got it on the download. I just need to data mine the answers from the console. The answers in the code. All he's managed to do is get a child's toy to play a beat version of nursery rhyme music. Up on this top floor, we have Hacker in a disguise. Psst, hey, it's me, the Hacker. No one figured it out, but it's me. Keep it on the download, which is their way of saying down low. And underneath,
I am underwhelmed.
Mouse cursor,
I am really underwhelmed by this guy. Yep.
Like Hacker. This guy keeps telling everyone at the party he's a hacker. I don't know what to do with this information. Although this mouse and Newbert are also wearing a wig. I am Mouse Million. I stand leagues above all the other mice. Only Newbert remains above me still. Newbert's moving up in the world. And underneath their cloche, we have another wig. If you brought Hacker along throughout, he gets added my strongest JPEGs. Back at our castle town, Hacker now hangs out over to the left. Thanks a lot for the lovely city. It's nearly as good as the one I made in Minecraft. I need to mine 1,000 blocks of Bubsidian to
So basically Minecraft. Got it.
make my my dog 3 colors. This isn't the only dig at Minecraft within Chapter 2. If you try to access the B1 floor for the secret Spamton fight and you don't have things fulfilled properly, kid, I'm busy becoming God. Go play Minecraft or something. Minecraft is a canon existing game in this universe. This musical trio, Sweet Cap'n Cakes, is a reference to Homestar Runner. One of the cartoons that Strong Bad comes up with is Sweet Cuppin' Cakes. And this little musical cue that Cakes uses also comes from that same video.
And when I get mad, it play the demo.
Are you... Huh. I'm learning more stuff than I should. I'm learning more references. Huh. Neat.
It's obviously not lifted directly, but the musical influence there is quite clear. When dancing against the Sweet Captain Cakes musical trio, Ralsei actually busts out a move seen in this old Peanuts cartoon. And during this dance battle sequence, Cap'n comments that the mix is shui. This is a reference to the futuristic slang used in Batman Beyond, meaning something is chill or cool.
Shui, huh?
Yes, dear. Very shui.
Not something I ever expected to see used in this game. I love it. Alright, is either meant to be from Outcast's Hey Ya, or Matthew McConaughey in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah, I can see where he's going with this. I can see the resemblance. Ugh, tongue twist. My tongue got numb there for a second. Ugh, okay. But yeah, I can see where he's going with this. I wonder if there's anything else that uses that kind of thing. Saying alright 5 times.
Alright.
We have this spinning ballerina floppy disk? Hee shall I help you save? No, I shan't. I haven't the faintest idea what that is. Simply a joke of the fact that we still use floppy disk
Very
icons
funny.
for saving, despite the fact that it's a very antiquated piece of tech. That's all they're there for. They just have a little laugh and they're done. That's it. If on this little teacup action sequence you manage to get all 70 of the arrows at the top, there is a chest waiting for you, and inside was the Ragger 2. The first one is a rugged scarf that cuts enemies like a dagger, a weapon that could be specifically equipped by Ralsei. The Ragger 2, a sharp and scratchy scarf. Worse healing, better attack. This is Ralsei's deal. I'm a prickly prince. And Noel, it's like Santa's beard. When entering this pre-roller coaster...
Okay, so this is an interesting concept. Very interesting.
You hear a series of seemingly random sound effects.
It's hilarious how that works.
Several of those sound effects are used recurringly throughout the 2 chapters. The ones that stand out to me are the gasp that was first heard when falling down into the dark world in chapter 1, which people suspect comes from Majora's Mask, and an annoying dog bark. I couldn't place all the other ones that easily. We hear a very similar mix of sound effects when first closing the fountain, leaving the dark world in chapter 1, and waking back up in that storage closet. And at the end of this sequence, when we crash into the wall of the unfinished roller coaster, we again hear that gasp. And seemingly one more time here with Susie falling by herself. So I think it pretty well confirms that that gasp is meant to be coming from her. It makes sense. Chris is almost entirely silent. And it sounds...
Plus, I think Susie would be laughing at the whole roller coaster ride thing, so yeah, I don't think it's anything really out of place. At least, I don't think so.
sounds a lot like her laugh from just a second prior to that. I'm not sure it's the sort of thing anyone was seeking out evidence on or was unsure about, but I figured I'd throw it out there. Many have been quick to point out that Birdley's Dark World design looks a lot like Falco from Star Fox. He's essentially dressed as a Saiyan character from Dragon Ball Z, and talks about how he will soon be Super Lord Birdley, presumably getting ready to go Super Saiyan. When Birdley offers for you to join him and the Queen, do not join. Chris, I suppose I knew you would never amount to much. Well, if you're dead set on proving your inferiority, allow me to assist you. If you do instead offer to join... What? Don't say it so incredulously. Well, if you're dead set on proving your inferiority, there we go. Same result.
So, basically redundant. Okay, got it.
Birdley uses a halberd as a weapon. Just an effective, fun little pun. Next to Trashy after they spoil your big emotional moment. Oh, hell. Is that Newbert over there? Really? Where? No time for this guy. I'm Newbert. Everybody loves me. That's why I live in the trash. If you backtrack after splitting with Ralsei and Susie, don't look sad. You're never alone. You've got Newbert. And
Now I wish I actually remembered this guy. He seems fun. Guess not.
Trashy is an object you can actually interact with. In the overworld, just talking to a trash can in the corner of that computer lab. The trash can. You get the feeling it doesn't have a home. It's hard to explain why you feel this way about a trash can. These little pylons that stop us from following Susie and Ralsei have the annoying dog's face, and when you interact with them, make little dog squeaks, randomly interjecting barks of different pitches if you spam interact with them. When first catching back up with Noelle and all our intertwining truces, Chris, if it's okay, got any room for another truce? We first select, of course, and Noelle joins the party. If instead, no triple truces. Har har, very funny. Well, I'd rather take my chances with you than her. Noelle, join the party. You have to frighten Noelle at least once to do this mouse puzzle she always walks over. Here's how it would play out normally. Mouse. Sorry, Chris. Could you deal with them somehow? Maybe if you can get them in the other mouse hole? And upon completing it without her there, looks like that took care of it. But if you set it up ahead of time, well, hopefully that won't happen again. When we inspect this poster for the Ferris wheel, which, by the way, is something that can be seen in the computer lab in the overworld afterwards, Noelle expresses her fantasy of maybe Susie riding with her. Gosh, who am I kidding? If you tell her, Susie would. Really? You really think so? Coming from Susie expert Chris. Thanks. Hey, Chris, how'd you become the Susie expert? Or if you tell her Susie wouldn't, you're right. Even if I asked her, she'd probably just laugh at me. And gosh, push me to the ground and laugh at me some more. And then, what were we talking about again? Or if you...
I did not know that Noelle liked that kind of thing. Huh. I don't think I can look at her the same again, to be honest.
You offer to ride with Noelle yourself. Oh, so you can shake it when we reach the top, just like at the festival when we were kids? I know there's a catch with you, Chris. No, thanks. This ad agent gets all up in our biz and grills us on our friendship. You can simply say, we're friends. We're friends? Yeah, that's right, we're friends. It's surprisingly nice just hearing Chris say that. Or you can say, we're something else. What does that mean? There's no good interpretation, that's for sure. And it doesn't really have any consequence on this route. But if you want to see how that really unfolds, what that piece of dialogue is really building towards, then yeah, you're gonna have to play through or watch a video on the Snowgrave route. Not really hidden, but still kinda easy to miss. Up to the north. Hey, got any way to deal with crushing existential dread? Asking for a friend. A friend that looks and sounds exactly like me. They're talking about me! Not necessarily, not really secret. It plays out the same every time. I just think that's a great way to lean into a trope a little bit of someone, oh, quote, asking for a friend. Funny gag, but this character does come up one more time in a way that is slightly hidden. In
Really?
the mansion where we found the Birdley statue in the toilet, if you interact with it a few times and then leave, they'll be standing outside. What are they going to be done in there?
That is creepy. Huh.
During this little section where we have to hold the switch to cross the lightning gate, we can mess around with her a little bit. Looks like you need to hold it down if you jump off really quick. Chris, stay on! You gotta stay on! Gosh! Do you need a dog treat or something? Maybe a Scooby snack, since we've established that, apparently? No! Gosh, stop howling. I get it. Or if you instead say yes. Why did they sound so genuine? You can jump off again. This is reminding me of our great At that point, she just starts cycling through a ... But you can do it one more time while she's actually at the gate. Ah! Chris, come on. You know that isn't very nice. I was almost roast deer for a second there. Alright, now it's your turn. And she gets you back. Just the once, though. How'd you like that? You should have seen the look on your face. Hey, why did they look so hurt? Gosh. And one more time before rounding the video out, I have to do it. You guys know the drill. Please help us.
Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with this one again. Rolling the... Well, that was an interesting experience. I have to say, there are some things that I actually didn't know existed. And some things I wish I actually did. Or had the chance of seeing. But, you're learning something new every day, I guess. You learn something new. Anyway, so many interesting things. I have a hard time picking my favorite one out of the bunch. Honestly, the whole thing with the electric thing was probably my favorite. It just seems like this kind of fun bit that you can enjoy. But then again, people might not agree with me. So tell me what your favorite Easter egg secret reference was in this whole thing in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button down below. Also be sure to hit the subscribe button to support the channel, the content provided, and so on and so forth. It's just hitting a little button, doesn't do much, but it helps to do what I said before. So why not just hit it? Also be sure to hit the notification button to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. Again, the link to this video will be down in the description below, so if you want to see the original video uninterrupted and all that, be sure to do that. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!